Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the 2014 Adidas F50 adizero in the latest Messi edition colorway. Now as you can see, it does come in your signature Messi box, just as past colorways have come, with all the graphics and colors that actually match the shoes themselves. On the inside, they include the shoes, as well as an extra set of comfort insoles to go along with the lightweight ones already included in the shoes themselves. So we'll get these out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at what is arguably one of the more questionable colorways of the F50 adizero, not just the Messi signature ones that Adidas has put out in 2014. I know there's going to be some mixed opinions, and in today's video we're going to go over that colorway, show off all the details, as well as talk about the overall performance of the 2014 F50 adizero. So if any of that interests you, stick around, and with that being said, let's get right into the video. To start things off, let's talk about the colorway and all the details on the latest signature colorway of the Messi F50 adizero. Now, like I mentioned earlier, not too long ago, we got this brand new signature colorway for the F50, which actually had a pretty good and welcome reception. People seem to like it, including myself. It was this kind of neon orange / yellow color that was featured across the entire shoe, including the liner, as well as the sprint frame, with this cool graphic that kind of rattled off all of Messi's accomplishments, as well as described him as a player and some of his values. Kind of a cool little idea, has that graffiti look to it. You can see it actually says Messi right there. But again, definitely a very interesting and good looking shoe overall. With the latest Messi signature colorway, it's not necessarily an all-new design, but more or less a modification on what we got with this one right here. So at the very tip of the toe, as you can see on this new colorway, you have that same combination of orange and yellow, just like we found on the previous Messi signature colorway. From there, everything else on the shoe is completely different. So as you can see, you go from neon orange to earth green, which is basically like a brownish green color. It's really an interesting color to choose, and definitely contrasts very well with this highlighter yellow. And then you can see it splits off into the blue as well as the red, which are very similar shades of blue and red that you're going to find in the Barcelona home kit, which I believe is what Adidas was going for here with this particular colorway, at least the back portion of the shoe. The laces, as you can see, are also earth green. And then as far as that pattern is concerned, you can see it's still there. You have all those little kind of graffiti graphics, all the little names kind of hidden in the upper. It's also in the heel liner. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it's an interesting theme as far as how all these colors work together on one single shoe. That is something that I think a lot of people are not so crazy about. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of how this shoe looks. When I first saw it, my first initial reaction was that it reminded me a lot of those little paint sample strips. If you've ever gone to a hardware store or something like that, where it shows kind of colors that work well together that you might want to put together in a room or something like that. That's what this really reminded me of. So I guess on a pair of soccer cleats, it looks okay. It's definitely not my cup of tea as far as colorways are concerned. But if you're looking for something different, this one will definitely do that for you. And it'll also stand out without being particularly vibrant in terms of the colors that it uses. Your adizero branding, your Adidas stripes are also in white with a little black outline, as you guys can see. Your Messi signature logo on the heel is also in white. And then they've gone away from this orangish yellow sprint frame to an all-white sprint frame that features clear studs in the heel and neon orange studs in the forefoot. Other than that, the only other signature kind of colorway aspect of this particular shoe is going to be in the insole. You can see this is the lightweight ones. It's got the earth green My Coach kind of branding right there in the midfoot, and then right there in Spanish, I'm not going to read it, I'm not going to try and butcher it, but I know it translates to, in English, to more than just a boot. So that is again something that we saw on this colorway of the Messi signature F50, which kind of makes its way onto this one as well. So leave your opinions down below in the comments. Is this something that you like? Is it different enough to the point where it looks good, or you think it's just weird looking and frankly ugly? I've heard that a lot about this particular shoe, just based on the couple of comments that I've seen online so far. So leave your opinions. I'd be curious to hear what they are. And with that being said, let's move on to the performance aspects of the Messi F50 adizero. Aside from the colorway, how does the Messi F50 adizero actually perform? We're going to go over that very briefly in today's video, but if you want all the details possible, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. linked down below in the description of this video, and also leave an annotation on screen to my very recent playtest video of the Messi F50. So if you want to check that out, again, the annotation will be left on screen. So as far as what makes the Messi signature colorway of the F50 adizero slightly unique, aside from the colors themselves, you actually get a slightly different construction for the upper. The sprint frame remains the same, the stud pattern remains the same, and the overall feel honestly isn't all that different. But when it comes to the upper, you're going to find an all-over hybrid touch construction, whereas the standard colorways of the F50 are going to be a combination of hybrid touch towards the front 2/3 of the shoe, and then the rear portion is more of a translucent, harder, plasticky speed foil material. Again, not a huge noticeable difference when you're actually wearing the shoes, but if I had to pick between the two, I honestly do prefer the Messi variation just because it's a little bit more seamless. I prefer how it looks, but comfort-wise and in terms of how the shoe feels, again, no major differences there. What's great about this year's F50 is that they've really tweaked the synthetic material to where you're getting one of the best premium thin barefoot playing experiences that you can get from any other shoe out there. It's extremely thin hybrid touch synthetic, as you guys can see. It's shockingly soft and flexible from right out of the box, making for very, very minimal break-in time. It's a pretty smooth upper. It's got like a synthetic leather grain finish, as you can see, so no real added extra grip on the upper whatsoever. But in terms of providing, like I said, that nice natural barefoot sensation when making contact with the ball, you definitely get that across the entire foot with the F50 adizero. So if you're looking for as close to a barefoot feel as you can possibly get, this is definitely at the top of the list of shoes that you should consider. Central lacing system, as you guys can see, the lower cut in the heel. The heel liner is a smooth synthetic leather with a decent amount of padding, considering how lightweight this shoe actually is. The insole is fully removable, and again, they include two of them. This is the lightweight variation, which has the mesh liner on top, perforations throughout, and then a thinner layer of this orange spongy foam material. Or again, if you prefer something with a little bit more substance to it, the comfort insole that they include is also something to try out. I wouldn't say one is better than the other. It's more a matter of personal preference. If you get a pair of these, try them both out and use the one you're more comfortable with. As far as the sprint frame is concerned, that's really what makes this shoe as light as it is. It's a one-piece sole plate and heel counter, all made from plastic. You can see it's a fairly rounded heel counter in comparison to the past couple of F50 adizeros. And then the sprint frame, it includes your My Coach cavity right there in the middle. So if you still use the My Coach chip, whoever those people actually are, you can slot it into the left boot. And then as far as this new stud pattern is concerned, it's a big improvement over all past F50 adizeros if you ask me. You get the same 4 triangular studs in the heel, and then this new bladed style triangular stud in the forefoot, which really does provide really good grip in pretty much all directions and still a decent amount of maneuverability. Really a good all-around stud pattern for use on firm natural grass playing surfaces. So as far as performance is concerned, if you're looking for something that is ultra lightweight, extremely comfortable, and provides a very premium barefoot feel on the ball, the F50 adizero is a shoe that I can strongly recommend. Part of what has made the F50 adizero line so successful and so attractive to so many people is that it offers an extremely lightweight feel on feet as well as in hand. There's really no denying that. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 5.85 ounces. So again, right on par with the rest of the F50 adizero colorways, at least the Messi variation. And again, if you're looking for something that is essentially weightless, both in hand as well as on feet, the F50 adizero is definitely a shoe to consider. All right, here's a look at the Messi F50s on feet. And as you can see, against a green grass background, just to touch on the colorway one more time, these are interesting looking to say the least. It's a very unique colorway, very unique combination of colors, and it certainly is not for everybody. So again, if you didn't leave your opinions down below in the comments, perhaps you were a little bit undecided, leave them down below because I really want to get a good consensus on what people think of this very bold new Messi colorway. As far as how these things fit and feel from right out of the box, the new F50 adizero in the synthetic upper variation is very, very impressive. It's soft, it's comfortable, the hybrid touch synthetic is thin, but still has a slight padded sensation to it. It's very, very flexible, and even has a slight ability to stretch, so they'll fit fairly snug at first, but give them some break-in time and they'll actually form to the exact shape of your feet. They won't stretch a lot, but they'll stretch just enough to really maintain an extremely comfortable and custom feel on your feet. As far as width is concerned, it is a tighter fitting, lightweight shoe, so it isn't the widest boot in the world, but with that being said, it will be suitable for most foot types as long as you don't have excessively wide feet. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the latest Messi colorway of the F50 Adizero. I guess the best way to describe it would be great shoe, questionable colorway, one that certainly is not for everybody. Again, if you guys want more details on the overall performance, I'll leave an annotation on screen to my playtest video, as well as other videos concerning the performance of the F50 if you want to go ahead and check those out. Again, those annotations will be left on screen. You can also check out the full written review on my website, linked down below in the description. On that review page, you'll find the full written review, the high quality images of this shoe that'll give you a better idea as to some of the close-up details that you might not see in the online stock photos. And you'll also find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you can pick these up below their retail price if you're interested in a pair for yourself. So again, that link is down below in the description. Be sure to check that out. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave those down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.